They say prisons are built to hold the body. But what about the mind? Imagine a world where no chains, no steel walls are needed because you would lock yourself inside an invisible cage built out of whispers. At one point in history, the most powerful government in the world tried exactly that. And the haunting question is, how successful were they? The story begins in the 1950 seconds, a time when fear was stronger than even the atomic bomb. The fear of an invisible enemy, communists, psychological warfare, the seeds of rebellion that could be planted into anyone's mind. In that climate of fear, the CIA launched a top-secret project. They didn't call it torture. They didn't call it experimentation. They called it science. But the codename told another story. MK Ultra. The name alone carried a chill like a drug you'd never want to touch, or a door you should never open. Inside anonymous buildings, behind doors with no signs, scientists, doctors, psychologists, and even Nazi war criminals recruited through Operation Paperclip began a journey into the darkest corners of the human mind. They asked, can memories be erased? Can false memories be created? Can an ordinary person be turned into a killer through hypnosis and drugs alone? Questions that sound like Hollywood scripts, yet appeared in official US government documents. And then they found their test subjects, humans. Not volunteers in bright labs, but prisoners, psychiatric patients, addicts, sometimes even unsuspecting everyday citizens who had no idea they'd become part of a secret experiment. In the shadows, doses of LSD were slipped into drinks. Marathon hypnosis sessions dragged on for hours. Soundproof rooms where people were locked in absolute darkness, just to see how the mind would fracture. The records describe things both bizarre and terrifying. Some lost their memories entirely. Some believed they were living in a fabricated reality. Some broke, never to return. All of it was written down in files that the CIA would later try to burn. What makes this story truly chilling isn't just the experiments, but the way they became a moral labyrinth with no way out. In a room covered with gray tiles, under the glare of fluorescent light, a man sits motionless on a metal chair. On the table in front of him, a glass of water. A few drops of clear liquid have just been added. He doesn't know that in minutes, his world will melt and distort. This isn't a scene from a movie. This was a normal workday in MK Ultra. That man could have been anyone. A prisoner, a psychiatric patient, even an ordinary citizen who simply wandered into the wrong bar where the CIA was running secret tests. As LSD floods his nervous system, his reality shatters. The walls seem to breathe. Voices echo with no one there. And in that fractured moment, the experimenter leans in and whispers, not questions, but commands, ideas planted inside a broken mind. And terrifyingly, many obeyed. Internal reports show some subjects were so suggestible, they performed acts they would never have agreed to while sane. In one hypnosis experiment, a woman was told she was holding a gun and she pulled the trigger without hesitation, firing at a target. Which raises a horrifying question. Can you turn an innocent person into a killer using nothing but words and drugs? The CIA wanted the answer. And to get it, they were willing to sacrifice thousands of nameless lives. Later documents revealed that hundreds of experiments took place across the US and abroad. No consent, no safeguards, just names erased, and human beings reduced to test subjects. Then in 1973, when exposure loomed, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of all MK Ultra files. Thousands of pages fed into furnaces, leaving history with fragments and shadows. But not everything was lost. Some records survived by chance, and from those pages, the world uncovered the darkest secret of all, that a government once tried to control the human mind at any cost. The paradox is this: Even though the files were destroyed, MKUltra's legacy survived, seeping into modern interrogation techniques, into the art of psychological manipulation, into the ways the powerful exploit fear to maintain control. Today, when you hear terms like psychological warfare or information manipulation, they aren't just concepts. They are echoes of a secret project that once pushed the boundaries of morality. Perhaps MKUltra's greatest result wasn't the creation of super soldiers or hypnotic assassins, as the CIA once dreamed. Its greatest result was a bitter lesson that the human mind is both fragile and malleable, and in the dark, anyone can become a puppet in a game of power. We believe bars and chains are what keep evil contained. But MKUltra revealed something more unsettling. Sometimes, the real prison is built inside the mind. A prison without doors, without walls, one you don't even realize you're trapped in. The question is, what do you think? Is mind control the most terrifying form of power ever conceived? Or just a reflection of our own fears staring back at us? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you believe this story deserves to be heard, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Because sometimes, the only way to fight the darkness is to shine a light on it.